Hello everybody and welcome back to W12 Universe. You are watching Friday Night SmackDown as they are on the road to Elimination Chamber, which is of course the last stop before the road to WrestleMania is in full gear. We have got a big triple threat match coming your way tonight. 3 participants for the Elimination Chamber will be revealed as they face off against each other in a triple threat match. Interesting way of handling things for SmackDown General Manager Teddy Long. Everyone's got their own ways of planning out the Elimination Chamber. Raw is taking the qualification process. ECW straight up just announcing what they intend on at Elimination Chamber. And SmackDown going to be revealing 3 participants here tonight in the triple threat. And then next week on SmackDown there'll be another triple threat, not fet, featuring the WWE Champion, The Miz, and the other 2 participants. And that is how we will find out all 6 participants for the Elimination Chamber match. But here tonight, Jetstar's got a big opportunity kicking off SmackDown as he gets to face off against the newly crowned light heavyweight champion, Evan Bourne. And I've got to say, for some reason, I'm really rooting for Jetstar. I'd like to see this. He sounds so annoyed. Like, heavyweight champion! Evan Bourne finally got a championship around his waist. Gotta say, suits him pretty nicely, actually. It's nice to see him with the light heavyweight championship. He has waited a long time to win his first singles championship, and here it is. We have been told that one match you can look forward to at WrestleMania this year is for that light heavyweight championship, as it's going to be an interesting coming kind of 8 weeks here on SmackDown before WrestleMania finally hits the screens, because we're going to be seeing a series of matches involving light heavyweights leading up to a 6-man ladder match. It's going to take the place of the original Money in the Bank briefcase ladder match that you'd normally see at WrestleMania. Well, that we saw at WrestleMania 1. Going forward, it's going to try to become a tradition that the light heavyweight championship is always defended in a 6-man ladder match of some sort, whether it be on SmackDown, Raw, wherever the championship ends up. And right now, whilst that's around the waist of Evan Bourne, that is a serious threat to him, and of course Jetstar could prove to be a serious threat to his light heavyweight championship. A victory here tonight would definitely get Jetstar in the good books for a potential light heavyweight title match at WrestleMania. He could be one of the 6 people that we see competing in that matchup, because I can't actually count Evan Bourne just yet. There is something like almost 2 months until WrestleMania, which means that at some point down the line, Bourne's got to at least get 1 title defense in before WrestleMania. You got to think Kofi Kingston, the former champion, is definitely the man who is going to be going one-on-one with Evan Bourne at some point for that championship, do a championship rematch, as he did successfully defend the championship at least one time against Evan Bourne. So it'll be the 3rd kind of score settler, similar to Beth Phoenix and Carmel we saw at the Royal Rumble. It'll be the one to really settle the score between those 2. One thing that we do know for sure is that Kofi Kingston got a huge opportunity this past Sunday at the Royal Rumble when The Rock finally acknowledged Kofi Kingston once again, apologizing for the situation that he got Kofi into, feeling that it was his fault that Kofi's friend turned against him, and how he wanted to make it up to him was none other than to give the man his WWE Championship opportunity due to the fact that The Rock is injured. He'll be back. We've been told he has an estimation of being back on the SmackDown following the Elimination Chamber, but he himself will not be able to compete in the 2011 WWE Championship Elimination Chamber. You got to think, if he was able to be cleared to compete though, he would 100% have been confirmed as a participant for that match.
Big move coming.
Due to the huge opportunity that was thrown Kofi Kingston's way by The Rock, though, there's been a few people who have rumbled in the back about how upset they are. No one louder, no one bigger to complain about how Kofi Kingston didn't deserve it than the 2010 Royal Rumble winner himself, Christian, a very vocal man when it comes to how much he dislikes things. He has demanded that he gets a one-on-one match with Kofi Kingston tonight. He wants justice. He wants to be closer to the WWE Championship, and he swears that he better be one of the two people that are facing The Miz in the triple threat next week, or there will be hell to pay, says Christian. So, realizing he didn't win this year's Royal Rumble has really done something to Christian that has made him just that little bit more unbearable for everyone out back.
His body twisting and turning in a sickening way.
Also to come tonight, a match that you were probably wondering if you'd see on your screens is absolutely happening, thanks to Heath Slater successfully defending the Tag Team Championship in a handicap match against Kofi Kingston and Evan Bourne, with a little help from Evan Bourne turning on Kofi Kingston. Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater do actually have a defense under their reign as Tag Team Champions, and tonight they are going to make the absolute most of that, because Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater are facing off against the WWE and Intercontinental Champions John Morrison and The Miz for their WWE Tag Team Championships, and that should be a very interesting one to see who comes out on top of. The Miz currently the longest reigning, most successful defending WWE Champion in history. I don't think he wants to lose that tag team title anytime soon either. The only man to have ever held the Tag Team Championship 3 times, and each time with a different partner at that. So not only an important night tonight for The Miz to try and keep that Tag Team Championship reign going, but an important night for The Miz next week as he finds out who his other 2 opponents are when he faces them in the ring.
Bourne connects with a crisp kick. And there's another block.
Should be very interested to see who it is that competes in tonight's main event triple threat. In the honor of Elimination Chamber, both triple threats will be elimination style. So we'll be really getting a good feel for 2 people heading into the Elimination Chamber and how good of a chance they stand at becoming the next WWE Champion. Right now though, Jetstar and Evan Bourne having a pretty game back and forth matchup. I've got to say, don't underestimate Jetstar. Perhaps this is what Jetstar and Nemesis have needed this whole time, was to just go to the light heavyweight division. Perhaps that was precisely what was in the stars for these guys. I mean, right now, I definitely think Jetstar's looking pretty good against Evan Bourne. Better than him or Nemesis have looked in weeks, and honestly, the best Jetstar's gotten to look so far. I feel bad for saying that, because I love me some Dan, but unfortunately, Jetstar just really hasn't had a good start yet. A victory here tonight would be massive. Jetstar wanted to prove to the world that he could get this done on his own, that he could pick up a victory over a champion. This is honestly one of the biggest honors and opportunities Jetstar's been given, and he wanted to prove he could do it on his own. No bad blood between him and Nemesis, but this was an important night for him. And, well, I've got to say, win or lose, he's definitely shown that he's got some potential in what's been in a competitive match, and I think he's just decided to take a little bit of a breather there. Swerve, got him. He caught him.
Bourne's got him hooked. 2, 3,
straight into those steel steps.
4. And he was just
Oh wow, and again.
into those steel steps.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is, as I said before, the best that he has looked in ring. And it's up against the light heavyweight champion himself. The pressure is on, but he seems to be doing alright under that. So far.
He's got his opponent trapped in a tight headlock there.
Oh, no, he doesn't. There are no headlocks going on right now.
Don't take your eyes off.
Top rope. Big airborne by Evan Bourne. And I gotta say, even if this is the end for Jetstar, this was a very game competition in 7 minutes. Lasting pretty good with a champion. Congrats to Evan Bourne on a victory, but let's not forget the performance we saw tonight from Jetstar either. That was definitely him stepping up his game a little bit, if you ask me.
Here's your winner, Evan Bourne.
Bourne continuing to remind everyone that he's doing it all for himself. He won't even let the referee raise his arm. The light heavyweight champion is victorious. And we must now move on to our next match of the night. Kofi Kingston and Christian in singles competition.
is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring.
From Ghana, West Africa, weighing 221 pounds, Kofi Kingston.
Well, he's been kind of the miracle kid of SmackDown just lately. He's you know, he's had it all in a weird way. He's had the light heavyweight championship, the tag team championship, an alliance with The Rock. At one point he lost it all, but it feels like he's still kind of somewhat on his feet after what The Rock threw to him. But here's one man who is very upset that Kofi's gotten any opportunity.
From Toronto, Ontario, Canada, weighing 227 pounds, Christian.
Christian insists that the Royal Rumble has been, and this man deserves celebrating as the first ever Royal Rumble winner. He deserves a bigger spotlight than what he's been given. Even if he didn't win it, he was screwed by the number he was given, and he deserved to be the winner of the 2011 Royal Rumble. He deserves celebration, he deserves another main event at WrestleMania, deserves it all. We'll see just how much Christian deserves it if he gets that victory here tonight. He's declared that, as I said before, he's declared that he better be in the triple threat next week against The Miz, and if he's not, there will be hell to pay. I really don't know what that means, and I kind of hate the idea of having to find out. But he'll make sure of it. Christian really walk around with his arms up so much like that.
And you can feel that electricity. This is what
Trying to get control of this one. I mean, here are two guys who definitely would have had people in their corners not that long ago had they not gone and done the things that they did, admittedly. You know, whether it be Kofi Kingston just kind of forgetting about his partner Evan Bourne, or whether it be Christian turning on his partner Tyson Kidd. These two have definitely sabotaged themselves in recent weeks. But here tonight, one man I think definitely has the support of the crowd more than another. Well, I think we're in early February now. February 3rd, if I'm not mistaken. Just going to quickly wipe off my glasses because they have somehow managed to get all smudged and smeared again, and it's hurting my eyes. I feel like that's justification enough to want to do that. I feel like I have to justify myself to you anyway. Sometimes I forget about just how much glare comes off of my glasses, because the colours are a lot more vibrant and stronger than I remember when I have these on. I definitely need to look into one of those fancy schmancy anti-glare pairs.
And that one hurt his hand. Christian.
Can Christian pick up the all-important victory tonight and continue trying to put those in their place that he feels need putting in their place? Insistent that the main event belongs to Christian.
Just popping the jaw.
So far I'd say this match has been pretty even. I'm very curious to see what our Tag Team Championship match is like up next. I mean, there's a lot of important things going on in that matchup. The 2010 Superstar of the Year, The Miz, up against the 2010 Breakout Star of the Year, Justin Gabriel. And their tag team partners, Heath Slater and John Morrison on both sides. And of course, let's not forget Slater and Gabriel, the winner of the 2010 Tag Team of the Year as well. I mean, the core are definitely the favorables in terms of like what you guys think of them, but whether or not that necessarily means they'll win, who knows?
God, did you see his head?
Boot to the back of Christian. I feel like 2011 is going to be a big year. We're already off to a pretty big start. Batista, the 2011 Royal Rumble winner, saying that he wants the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 2. And he's got his sights set on Brock Lesnar, who's got to go through Randy Orton and several other contenders still to be confirmed at the 2011 Elimination Chamber. We've also got the finality of this rivalry between the Powerhouse and Swagger up against McMahon, up against DiBiase and his posse. We're going to be seeing a big 6-man tag team Elimination Chamber. The winning team's captain, whether it be Swagger or DiBiase, one of those two, the ECW champion, but if DiBiase loses, he will be fired. And I've got to say, he'd be a big acquisition for either Raw or SmackDown. I don't think that's a guy you'd see on the free agents list for very long. He could maybe even bring those other 3 with him. The only thing I think will put people off is the idea that they'd be as undermined as McMahon's been by DiBiase. It's a guy who clearly plays by his own rules with his own wad of cash. Of course, SmackDown's Elimination Chamber to be determined tonight. We've had all of the superstars we've been dying to see back, returning from injuries. One superstar whose situation is up in the air. We saw him return at the 2011 Royal Rumble, but apparently he was not medically cleared coming out of it to have returned to the ring just yet, and that is the Dead Man, The Undertaker. We saw him in that Rumble matchup, but unfortunately there has been no confirm that he is ready to return to the ring just yet. In recent weeks we've seen Triple H return, we've seen Sheamus return, William Regal back in action, Drew McIntyre return. I'm going to say, these rosters are filling back out again. Stone Cold Steve Austin was back at the Royal Rumble. One man, unfortunately, who's got to sit back and watch right now is The Rock. But even he has a confirmed return date of the very next SmackDown after the Elimination Chamber. Perhaps Undertaker will be in one of those triple threats. Maybe we'll be thrown for a surprise. Oh, Kofi, trouble in paradise. Could he pick up a victory over a former WWE champion? I mean, Kingston seems to be on the rise just lately. And he gets him. You say what you want about Kofi Kingston, now he doesn't deserve this and that, but he just pinned a former WWE champion. I think big things are in the future for Kofi. Maybe getting Solo and getting Evan Bourne out of his sight has actually been better for him than we could have anticipated. Well, Kofi Kingston is victorious here on SmackDown, and we got to move forward though. Our Tag Team Championship match is up next. The Miz and John Morrison set to defend their Tag Team Championships against the former champions, the Corre, who are finally getting their rematch next.
Following contest is for the WWE Tag Team Championship. Accompanied by Brie Bella. Introducing the challengers. And introducing the challengers. Heath Slater. And Justin Gabriel. The Corre.
There you go, he got it out eventually. Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, the challengers in this tag team matchup. Former tag team champions never actually lost the titles together. Slater was unfortunately paired with Jerry Lawler, someone who is not exactly on the best track record right now. And, well, here tonight, opportunity knocks. Can they get back those tag team titles? They're up against some tough opponents. This is gonna be an incredibly difficult obstacle for Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel to overcome, but they were the tag team of the year for a reason. Slater and Gabriel have shown some good chemistry with each other. Brie Bella has been a fantastic addition to that duo. and these tag team titles being on the line, this is any man's game, really. The only thing they got to be careful of is that Bria doesn't end up getting them disqualified, because that does not benefit them in any way possible, and she has been known to get just a little bit too involved in some of these matches sometimes. The Intercontinental Champion and the WWE Champion, also the Tag Team Champions, just an incredible combination. Miz and Morrison have really proven that they can do it all here on SmackDown. There's no shame if they lose the Tag Team Championships tonight. They are still Intercontinental and WWE Champion. And they're both holding those championships for the exact same amount of days, as they both won them back at Hell in a Cell, which was, I believe, the middle of October. Here we are now in February. It's been at least 4 months, just over 100 days for both of them. And as I said before, The Miz, currently the longest reigning WWE Undisputed Champion of all time. He has defeated Stone Cold Steve Austin's 105-day record. I can't tell you exactly what The Miz is up to, unfortunately, because the wiki is very outdated, but I know for a fact that he's, I think, at least got another 3 on it, and he was on 98 or something the last time I updated it. So we're talking, you know, at least 120 days at this point. The Miz is the longest reigning WWE champion, and honestly, other than the Elimination Chamber, there's really no signs of slowing down at all. But the Elimination Chamber is going to be extremely difficult for The Miz to overcome. There is no telling who he's going to be up against, but I will tell you this much. SmackDown has got some really, really big names on its roster, and for that reason alone, I'm very interested to see just what they're able to achieve. The Tag Team Championships had to be defended here tonight because Gabriel and Slater insisted that they were getting their rematch before any other tag teams tried jutting in and getting their shot, including, of course, the Road Warriors, who are insistent that their time has come. They deserve an opportunity at the WWE Tag Team titles. Teddy Long begs to differ. He says that they've still got a little ways to go. They've only ever picked up 4 victories overall. He's going to need to see a little more out of them than that.
I guess he has reason to be, Michael. He's tough, he's strong, moves lightly on his feet, and for someone so young, he's very comfortable in the ring. Oh, geez, lights out.
Heath Slater, and the ref starts to count. Sleeper.
Let's tie up the sleeper on Heath Slater as he elbows his way out of it. Slater, an incredibly tall individual. Sometimes we forget that, mostly because his hair is so big. I'd like to know what he does to make it so very big.
You never know what he's going to come up with at any time.
Big move coming.
Big side suplex takes down Heath Slater. John Morrison, in control. I would love to see an exchange between Justin Gabriel and John Morrison. I feel like you're looking at 2 fantastic, very similar styled superstars in that one. And of course, Brie Bella, their secret weapon, making sure to be at ringside for this matchup. She's got to try and see her boys through to a second Tag Team Championship victory. Fun fact, if the Corre win the WWE Tag Team Championship tonight, they are the first tag team to have ever won the championship twice. I know The Miz is a 3-time tag team champion, but in terms of actual tag team combinations, the same 2 guys, no tag team has ever won a championship twice yet. They could be the very first.
Justin Gabriel is so exciting. You never know what you're
Back and
going to
forward
see.
they go, and taking him down. Justin Gabriel, John Morrison, as I said, I feel like these 2, they could make magic happen in a ring with each other. That may take down into the submission hold.
Good job getting to the ropes there.
Gabriel, oh, got him. Oh, completely whiffed that one. Maybe he was just paying homage to Mick Foley this week on ECW. Elbow dropped that mat. I was about to say in reference to another wrestler, but I can't say who that is because he's never worked for the WWE. Not yet. Maybe one day. I'm sure Woo can guess who I'm talking about. Into the corner. Is this going to be a tag? Yes, it is. They had to really think about it, but it was. And he got him. Big crossbody got him.
Now he's back out on the apron. John Morrison, very young in his career, has already held numerous titles.
Tagging in the WWE Undisputed Champion. The man who overcame Kofi Kingston at the Royal Rumble, who overcame Stone Cold Steve Austin at Survivor Series, who overcame Shawn Michaels at TLC. The Miz has definitely picked up some big victories. I mean, he even has a championship defense over The Rock. Admittedly, Brie Bella is to really credit for that victory over The Rock, but he does hold a championship defense over The Rock, just like he holds a victory over Triple H. Admittedly, Triple H was definitely not 100% in that match, but he holds a victory over him. Fully put him on the injured list.
Check out WWE.com. You'll find updates and blogs from all your favorite superstars. And he's in there trying to get something going for his partner.
You gotta wonder if Triple H is watching this one on. I mean, The Miz is literally the reason Triple H has been out with injuries for a while, just as we suspected. It's just that it came framing The Rock, who The Miz had bribed into taking out Triple H. I'm sure The Rock doesn't feel, the Triple H doesn't feel bad about injuring The Rock due to that, but
Remember, in championship matches, the title cannot change.
The Miz absolutely threw The Rock under the bus with that one.
You can lose the match, but still
The
keep
ropes
the
and a big elbow drop to the back of Justin Gabriel. John Morrison in control. Miz and Morrison really showing exactly why they are two of the best champions this company has ever seen. Every championship John Morrison has ever won, he is currently holding, which I think is actually a pretty cool thing to be able to say.
You gotta wonder, Michael, what are the odds that we'll see new tag team
I just wonder if Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater can overcome this tonight. I know Gabriel's got the guts. I know he's got what it takes to go quite a far distance here on SmackDown. I actually, call me crazy, I think one day Justin Gabriel will at least be fighting for a world championship, in my opinion. I think he's definitely shown just how valuable to SmackDown he is. But unfortunately, I can't really say the same about his partner, Heath Slater. Hasn't quite been able to pull off to the same level some of the things that Gabriel has. I mean, Slater's most recent matchup was initially supposed to be Gabriel's return match against Kofi Kingston, but Slater decided to fill in. Let Gabriel sit that one out. You're almost at the 7-minute mark here, and I could actually see this one going to a 20-minute time limit. Think about when you've got a manager at ringside like Brie Bella, she's got to pick her spots to interfere carefully. She's got to be just as beneficial to this tag team as Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater have got to be to each other. She is kind of the focal point in some of their victories.
And he finally gets out of the ring.
Justin Gabriel initially started things off over here on SmackDown as the client of Brie Bella. Not necessarily. I mean, he's still handled and managed by Teddy Long, but it's kind of like a secondary management. She was under the power of he was under the power of Brie Bella, but as we saw from a memorable moment on SmackDown, those two definitely have a little bit more of a personal relationship than they initially let on. And Heath Slater is actually pummeling the WWE Champion, The Miz, right now.
He's heading out of the ring now.
I've seen that move before from Heath Slater. That can be devastating when it connects correctly. Unfortunately, that wasn't one of the times it connected correctly.
What great action we've had in this match. The tag is made.
Back and forth tag teaming between Justin Gabriel and Heath Slater. Very smooth chemistry. Takes down John Morrison once again. Not going to be enough to keep John Morrison down and out. Are they going to win the tag titles? No. Almost at the 9-minute mark in this tag team championship matchup. Still got a triple threat match to come.
Watch it.
Gabriel with a big sit-out powerbomb got him into the cover. The Miz maybe not realizing, but he did manage to distract the referee. So perhaps he did realize. Morrison running over to the corner of the WWE Champion, The Miz. Gabriel catches him. Throws him into the Corre's corner.
Nobody wants to lose this opportunity.
We got a tag.
What are we going to see here? Off the ropes. Okay. Drop toe hold into an elbow drop. Seen that before. John Morrison onto his feet, and Slater caught him very smoothly.
Echoes around the arena.
Slater looking to
Evil
do.
intentions.
I'm just going to go for a superplex. Yep, got it. Maybe won't have the same level of devastation as, say, Brock Lesnar's this Monday on Raw, but a superplex is a superplex, you know? It's a high-impact crash to the center of the ring, as in comes WWE Champion The Miz. And I've got to say, John Morrison, he did look a little bit hurt there. I don't know if anybody quite caught that, but... Oh, Heath Slater! Whoa, Justin Gabriel choking The Miz out. I just don't know which tag team I think is more favorable between these two. Miz connecting with that signature corner clothesline of his. No one does it quite like The Miz.
You're in trouble now.
Back and forwards these two go, and Justin Gabriel measuring for the elbow thingy.
Watch this.
It's like something wings or something. And Miz, skull-crushing finale on Justin Gabriel. That could be the turning point in this matchup. That's exactly what the core didn't need, I should say. Is exactly what Miz and Morrison needed. And Brie Bella is now definitely paying off for the core. It just is a matter of how long Justin Gabriel is out for and how long Heath Slater is kept away from this pinfall for. Brie Bella can try to distract all she wants, but if Justin Gabriel is unconscious, well, Justin Gabriel is unconscious. As long as John Morrison keeps Heath Slater occupied, I think this one is going to the Miz and Morrison. Referee has had enough of Brie Bella. He is kicking her from ringside. And I believe Slater and Morrison still fighting on the outside. No chance they're going to be able to get to the pin in time. Justin Gabriel's out cold. And there it is. So The Miz and John Morrison continue their reign as WWE Tag Team Champions. Are there a more important combination of guys on the SmackDown? No, don't you fucking dare. They are still the champions. Not happening. The Miz and Morrison are victorious, and nothing else happened. No, sir. So there he is, the first confirmed participant to be challenging The Miz for the WWE Championship inside the SmackDown WWE Championship Elimination Chamber. John Cena meets The Miz. He is one of 5 people to be revealed. And of course, it's only natural, Shawn Michaels set to go into the Elimination Chamber as well. John Cena, Shawn Michaels, The Miz, already a pretty damn good playing field to start on. We still got one more to find out tonight, and then tomorrow night, next week on SmackDown, we'll find out the other two when they face The Miz in a triple threat. I've received word, though, that Justin Gabriel, following his loss here tonight with Heath Slater, was very vocal with Teddy Long backstage, was fuming, declared, "We're the tag team of the year. I'm the breakout star of the year. I deserve better. I want better. I want another shot at the tag team championship." Teddy Long said, "I can't give you another shot at the tag team championship right now. That's impossible. I can't do it." The Miz is booked up next week on SmackDown. He's going to be booked the week after on SmackDown. They've already got that match planned out as well. And he's already defending the title at the Elimination Chamber. He can't do that right now. But what he can do is he's booked John Morrison against Justin Gabriel one-on-one next week on SmackDown. And if Justin Gabriel can beat John Morrison, then he'll give Justin Gabriel an Intercontinental Championship match against Morrison at Elimination Chamber. That is a championship that Justin Gabriel has not yet pursued, admittedly, which turned his head. And it sounds like that's a deal. And here's a very important participant in the chamber.
Representing the crew from Silsbee, Texas, weighing 418 pounds, he is the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
That is what I call a game changer. Teddy Long clearly wants to put The Miz through the ringer to make sure he deserves to be in the main event of WrestleMania. Mark Henry, John Cena, and Shawn Michaels. And there are still 2 more participants to be revealed next week. I dread to think. I don't even know who else you could add to this match. Well, that's what we find out next week on SmackDown. Right now, there's a lot of personal history between John Cena and Mark Henry. But of course, Cena going straight for Shawn Michaels. Remember, this is an elimination triple threat. We're paying a little bit of homage to the Elimination Chamber coming your way in 3 weeks' time. So we're going to be having 2 sets of elimination triple threats here tonight, and then I've been told that on the final SmackDown prior to the Elimination Chamber, we're going to actually be seeing 2 sets of 3 in a 6-man tag team main event. Some really unlikely combinations possibly going to happen, but we're going to be seeing, oh wow, we're going to be seeing 2 tag teams facing off in an elimination 6-man tag team match. All about elimination on the road to the chamber, on the road to WrestleMania.
Come on, don't get scared. Let them tear each other apart. This match isn't close to being done.
I suppose whether you're the Miz or Jack Swagger, you know, you got to be nervous about the chamber. One thing you got to be relieved. I just can't get words out today. One thing you got to be relieved about on the road to Elimination Chamber and the road to WrestleMania in general is if you can make it through the chamber, you don't have to worry about Batista knocking on your door saying he wants your championship. That man has made it clear he wants what he feels was robbed from him all year long, the World Heavyweight Championship. Batista is going to stay on Monday Night Raw, and he is going to get his hands on that World Championship at any means necessary. Look forward to seeing that. Snapmare takedown by Shawn Michaels as he applies the submission hold on Cena, but no, wasn't enough.
That shot turning his chest to deep purple. He breaks the hold.
These are 3 absolutely fantastic participants chosen by Teddy Long. I mean, the thing is, you're absolutely spoiled for choice here on SmackDown. It's such a stacked roster. You know, you got some incredible names on SmackDown still to go, even that you could throw into the Elimination Chamber. And I won't throw out any names here. I don't want to get your hopes up or maybe spoil anything. But I gotta say, I think we're in for a pretty damn good chamber. Those last 2 picks, just they can't be disappointing as far as I'm concerned. You know, not that long ago we saw Teddy Long forced the Misfits against the other Misfits, as the Miz and Morrison were apparently undeniably the top contenders for the Tag Team Championship, so he had to put them up against Christian and Tyson Kidd back when they were the Misfits. Could we see that again next week? Maybe Teddy Long's got a sneaky plan up his sleeve. You know, John Morrison is undeniably an incredible talent who's been picking up victory after victory in the last few months. Will Morrison be one of the final picks in the Elimination Chamber match? Undeniably a contender for the Intercontinental, for the WWE Championship at the rate he's going. I guess we'll see. Thank God the Miz and Morrison are still a tag team though, and nothing happened that would have split them up earlier in the night, that's for sure. Thank God for that. No cutscenes whatsoever were gonna happen. They just They just celebrated together. I had to pause it because Miz went to pull him in for a hug. And we're not allowed to show two men hugging on SmackDown. Don't ask me why. I'm in full support. If you want to hug a man, you hug a man. But, you know, with the network we're on SmackDown, they're just a little bit old-fashioned. They don't like to show that stuff. They don't think it's manly enough.
You know, if he keeps that up, he might jam his finger.
I say it couldn't get more manly. Shoulder into the ring post. Oof.
He put all his weight
That'll do
behind
some
that.
severe damage.
With physicality.
I think we're on like Universe episode 121 on this one. I don't know why I felt the need to mention that. It just dawned on me. I was like, wow, 121 episodes. We still got all of the build to Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania, and then the month afterwards on the road to Extreme Rules and Extreme Rules itself to go before we're finished with this series. So we're probably looking at about 150 to 60 episodes if I had to guess. 150 was about the average before. Barring 2K14 when I did like 2 years worth. Because I didn't want to get 15. Ugh. On last gen there was no point getting 15. And I couldn't afford a new console at the time. And I was a fool and I thought that the new match type wouldn't be as good. No, it's way better.
Showing tremendous power.
Something tells me that in the year 2013,
Not this time.
match quality is going to go way up. Excuse me. I was just drinking some cherry coke, as you do. Not sponsored. Don't think they would, to be honest. But a fake wrestling company simulated through a video game. Ah, no, I think that's that's right up their alley of priorities to sponsor.
Oh, what a shot!
Nice reversal by Michaels.
Michaels has been faring pretty nicely against these two powerhouses. I definitely got to say there is a bit of a stature difference in Michaels. It's something I said before back at TLC was Shawn Michaels and The Miz, they were kind of evenly matched in terms of physique. It was more about what they could do to each other outside of that. It was perhaps their differences. Miz is very ruthless. You know, one thing that can help The Miz survive in the Elimination Chamber, other than doing whatever it takes to be the 6th and final guy in the ring. One thing that's really going to benefit The Miz if he can do it is to use the Elimination Chamber to its fullest. And Cena eliminating Mark Henry. Well, okay then.
All the damage to the torso.
Cena picked up a lot of momentum last week on SmackDown when he won that 6-man Battle Royal. Last eliminating Zack Ryder, and it looks like he's going to continue that momentum here tonight on the road to the Elimination Chamber. Perhaps one of the guys that maybe a lot feel needs to prove themselves that little bit more. Did he just, like, decide not to do the 5-knuckle shuffle? Oh, Cena, don't be that guy. Oh, man, that's so lame.
Veteran reversal by Shawn Michaels.
Look at this.
Oh, Cena. Attitude adjustment. Is he going to get it? That is right in the middle of the ring as well. That's got to be it. Shawn Michaels laid out. As I said before, he's definitely the guy who's got to prove himself the most on the road to the chamber, and that is one way to do it. John Cena, victorious. For the second week in a row, John Cena picking up a big victory on SmackDown on the way to the Elimination Chamber. Next week he gets to take the week off and watch The Miz face off against the other two participants. But it should be very interesting to see who is headed to Elimination Chamber. Who are the other two participants? We find that out next week on SmackDown. But for now, John Cena is victorious, and I'll see you guys next Monday on Raw with more qualifiers. Excuse me. As the Elimination Chamber draws near.